Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Scorpio. And our card tonight is the Two of Cups. And this has everything to do kind of with love. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic love. Let's just keep that in mind. But it could be. And let's see what these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Now we have what looks like, this is so interesting, the pomegranate, right? And it looks like it has a cross in it. The pomegranate is a very sacred symbol. Especially, well, esoterically is when I think a lot about it esoterically. It is the fruit of the sacred grove. Okay, this is one of the things. But when you open it up, it's like a universe inside. There are many, many little seeds. And of course, the juices, it looks very much like blood. Okay, so this is kind of almost in a way like the Sacred Heart. Okay, this is something that is like a divine symbol of spirit, of the bleeding heart, of love for God, goddess, the divine, the cosmos, being in a state of agape. Now, here's the thing though, it is not unsimilar to the sacrifice, right? The sacrifice of, in this case with the cross, the crucifixion. Now, and I always like to give this disclaimer. This channel is not aligned with any religion, any system, any particular school of thought. I just go where the symbols kind of show me. If you are not somebody who, is a Christologist, a Christian, or even, participating in Abrahamic religions in general, that's okay. Okay, we're just looking at symbols here, looking for kind of the underlying resonance and meaning. So this, to me, it says this is a love through sacrifice. Okay, this is agape. This is if you think of the saints, right? They're often, some of them anyways, are pictured in these ecstatic states where they look like they're fainting, or they're kind of in the throes of ecstasy, we'll say, and but then you also know their stories. They go through a lot of ordeals, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and these are kind of amplified allegories of what it is to be a human, and to be a spiritual human, and to be a human who opens their heart, right? You can't really live life with an open heart and not have moments of great grief and loss and pain and so on. So it is with our relationship with the divine. I think often people have this idea that it's all bliss and sunshine and ascension, or whatever that means, but it's not. That's part of it, of course, but so often it is treachery. It is crawling through the fires. It is bloody knees and bloody hands, and trying to claw your way out of absolute, you know, suffering of the grotesque base things that happen in the world all around us. Okay. These are all aspects of life. And then, you know, any kind of work towards enlightenment, we'll call it, this isn't just, you know, letting go of attachments and oh, and then I'm so happy because I don't have attachments. No, it is peeling away these layers of untruth, these layers of persona, and you know, the lies and the conditionings and the perceptions and the shields, you know, that guard us. And that's a painful experience. That is not easy, but it is necessary, right? It is necessary to this process. And so I look at this and I feel like, yeah, you are on the spiritual path, and you are no stranger to the difficulties of life. I know that. I know that from the many readings that we've done with Scorpio. You know, and you all have this magical curse, you know, this magical ability, this beautiful divine ability to feel things so deeply. You know, where a lot of the work has to be done is in the reactions. What do you do with these immense feelings? What do you do with this ability to experience life in such a deep and profound way? That's where the work really is. Okay, and so let's continue to spin this here. Sounds like it's starting to rain. Oh, so we have MK right here, MK. Okay, and we have a skull right here. You can see the head, kind of the dome of the skull, and then we have the eyes, the nose. So we have a sense of old things here, things that have passed on, ancient things. We also have an eye. We have the crescent moon over top. We have a person riding a horse. We have a solar disc up here. And it kind of almost looks like we have Cthulhu, but I'm going to say this looks like another skull, okay? So I feel like there is a sense of these old things coming up, coming to the front of your mind, of your experience. And it's stuff that feels like, okay, I buried this. I let go of this. This is something that maybe I've worked through. I've gone to therapy and tried to process and integrate and all of that. But it feels like it's coming up. And it maybe is related to an anniversary or something kind of triggering, some kind of situation, you know, that's... it's bringing it to the front of your mind. And I feel you feeling it. I mean, feeling it deeply. Struggling with it. I see we also have a person here kind of clinging on to the side of this one. And I almost feel like trying to pull it down, right? Pull it down and put it away. But I also feel like this is almost kind of... it's something that in a way you are moving towards. Like we have the horse or the person on the horse going towards. And I feel like it's almost like this sense of I can't let this rule me anymore. You know, this is a thing that happened or didn't happen, or it was something traumatic. It was something profoundly you know, left an impression in your life, and maybe you wish it had gone differently in some way, or not at all, or, you know, I don't know. But I think that there's this sense of being really tired of having to live with it kind of, you know, taking up real estate in your mind, as people like to say. And so this is the work, right? Trying to figure out what do I do with this? Now, you all know, if you've watched my readings, I'm a big fan of sublimation. If you've never heard of sublimation, it is basically when we take things that are difficult, that are unsavory, sometimes deviant, or, you know, morbid, or whatever it is, and we take that energy and we put it into something we are creating. So you can think of whole genres of music, right, that are just about, well, you know, like death metal or black metal, or, you know, whatever. These kinds of things that have imagery, a lot of death and violence and kind of morbid undertones. Now, the people that are creating this, you know, it might be just art. They maybe don't feel these things, but I'm sure that there are some of them, you know, that dwell in these places within themselves. And this could be because they've gone through some things. It could be that they have a proclivity towards, you know, violence or whatever it is. It's some kind of drive in them. But instead of acting out these impulses, we put them into art. And, you know, this can also be said of things that are difficult for us, things that, you know, just, it feels like it is so much a part of who we are. So much of what we've become is because of these certain things. Now, you know, I do talk about myself in my readings, and some people like that, some people don't, you know, whatever. This is how I read. Part of this is sublimation for myself. You know, you've heard me talk about, probably if you've seen the channel, my abuse as a child. I was abused for a prolonged amount of time. And it, you know, it was a variety of kinds of abuses, but, you know, the main thing was SA, as, you know, we say online now. And, you know, I don't bring it up because I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want to necessarily, you know, be like, oh, she's a victim and, you know, this and that. That's not what it is, but it is something that I have to say sometimes. Because I can't let it consume me. And where it feels like I need to talk about it, it comes up in relation to something. You know, sometimes it feels like it just jumps out of my mouth, right? Just, I have to say, I have to talk about it. And sometimes I get very emotional, and you've probably seen some of my readings like that. And sometimes, like right now, I can talk about it and I feel, you know, pretty okay about that. But it is a purging, right? We never can make it not, unfortunately. We can never erase it, unfortunately. But we can own it, right? Not let it own us. And instead of letting it kind of dement us and twist us and turn us in, and, you know, God forbid, you know, I even spit on the floor thinking about it, but then becoming a predator yourself because of your own abuse, which happens, you know, and, it's the ultimate sin in my mind. Not that I really believe in sin, but it is the ultimate betrayal. It is. And so there are things like sublimation where yeah, you take these things, and we all have them. We all have things that happen. We all have experiences, feelings, whatever it is. I don't know where, some of it, I don't know where it comes from. So I don't know that it matters. You can go read Freud or Jung, read Jung. Read Jung, then Freud, then go back to Jung. But we have to do something with it, because it will corrode you if you don't. And so, I look at this and I think it's like this push and pull, and I don't want this in my life. I don't want to think about this. Every time something reminds me of it, I don't want it to come up anymore. And I've tried these different things, and here it is. It's still there. And here's the thing about things like therapy. And I've been in therapy for... Have I ever not been in therapy? I don't know. I've been in therapy for a long, long time. You don't go to forget things. You don't get fixed. I don't know what that idea is about, where that came from. But you go to learn to manage things. You go to learn to have the right tools and techniques and things that you can implement. You go to talk, to let it out. To have somebody there who is uninvolved, be able to witness, whatever it is that you have to say. And so, and so many other things. I mean, there are a lot of kinds of therapy, of course. But, here's the thing. These things may never leave this plate. There might always be, these bones, these skulls, these things that linger in the sands of your life, right? But I challenge you to do something with them when you're ready. If it's something that is, there are certain things in our life we just cannot say. We can't look at it. I mean, it's just not until it's time. And time may never, kind of shed light there. And that's okay. You don't have to. Sometimes we just know. I can't talk about it. I can't look at it. I can't discuss it. I just can't. But where you can and where you are willing, I challenge you, do something with it. Make something with it. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It can be grotesque. It can be ugly. It can be bad. It can be poorly made. It can be, something that you make and then you go throw it in the fire. It doesn't matter. But do something with it. You have that ability. And I promise you, it won't fix it. But I promise you as well that it'll give you some power. And it might just be one of those keys in your life that unlocks a room where you find things about yourself you never knew. Maybe you find out that you are somebody who, I never thought I was creative. I never thought that I could do these readings. It's so much talking. It's so much digging into places that are hard to look at, if they're mine or other people's, because I feel and I see things, and it's like walking through these movies playing out in my head, and I can smell it and I can feel it, and sometimes it feels like I can't even breathe, because I feel the anxiety, the terror, the whatever, the looming oppressive feelings that come along with some of this. But I found this key in my life, and I unlocked that door, and I walked in, and I realized this is a place, this is where I know how to do something. And it's not just anything, you know. Of course I know how to do it. I know how to clean, and I know how to wait tables, and, you know, read books, and, you know, whatever. I know how to do some things. But this is something that is so meaningful to me. And it's meaningful to some people, you know, I hear that anyways. And if it can help in some little way, then yeah. Even just once, even just for a moment. But I think this is an opportunity for you. Make something with it. Okay, we're going to take a look over here. We have a bridge. Immediately I saw we have a bridge here. We have, and it looks like a horse going over the bridge. We also have a 0, 1, 0. We have a G. A name, maybe. It starts with a G. So we have a bridge, and I feel like this is a crossing. I feel like you are crossing over into this period of time where there is this it's like that moment when the storm begins to, the clouds separate, there's a little bit of light. And then the winds are blowing, it blows it apart. And it's just, yeah, then there's blue sky. And the next thing you know, the whole sky, it's more blue than it is stormy, right? And you've crossed over into this place where things are illuminated, where your energies have risen. You feel motivated. You feel a belovedness. There is an excitement in what you're doing. You take care with it. You are in it. You are immersed. And it feels meaningful. Okay. Now we're going to go look over here. I'm cruising through here. We're all sick here at the house. And obviously I took some medication so I could do my readings. My daughter, she has a fever, and I hate being away from her, even though I know she's with her dad right now and her fever's come way down. I don't even know if she has one anymore, but I can't, you know, I have that mom brain. It's just like in the back of my head. My goodness, I need to go be with her. So we're going to finish up. I can hear her upstairs, I think. Maybe it's the cats, but she was sleeping when I came down, and now I think maybe she's stirring. So the Wild Offering Oracle cards, and I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to flip through here. Stop where it feels right. Work. All right. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Absolutely the energy of this reading. That's it. Perfect. All right. Scorpio, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I love hearing from you all. You know that. I read all of the comments. Also, over in the community section, I put up the post where you can put your channel, your business, your services, link it up, give some little synopsis of what you do. My husband, Dove and Serpent Tarot, he has the same post up. He has a larger audience. His channel's a lot bigger, but he has more people over there to look at whatever you post. So go ahead and do that. And if you don't have something to post still, go look at the these posts. Go look at the people who are posting up. They have wonderful channels. They have all kinds of services. There's a lot of artists and well, people doing all kinds of things, really. So please go check them out. Support our Ula family, our Dove and Serpent family. All right, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.